All right, to watch this video for Tuesday, July 18th. Quick look at the SPY. I took a screenshot of this and put some little caption in there. The tiny little blip there, right? That was the SPY's daily candle today. So if you were frustrated at all or if you over traded this scenario, you were probably red today. There's times to trade and times not to trade. And man, there wasn't a lot of movement. We did have a couple decent trades, at least I did in chat today. And also I always tell you guys I'm going to show you my equity curve every day. So there's no new green dot. A green dot just means a new high for the year in my trading account, right? And as you guys know, if you watched my video this weekend, I had a what you call a blunder on Friday where I broke some rules. So I did make about $1,000 today. So this little bounce is that it's not. I don't know that this is scaled correctly. But anyway, so it's probably going to take me a little bit to get back up to new highs for the year because of my blip on Friday. But anyway, nice day in chat today. There wasn't a lot of action. Actually, my best SNGX was my best call for the day. And just using 2-minute candles at the open, it sold off. And as it started to come back up, I told everybody I liked this at 245 or 246. Either one. I said 246, actually. I said if it breaks the high. So, but I have no problem taking it here at 245 in anticipation of that because it looked good on every time frame and then it ripped. It did come back and kind of flag and then go again. I also mentioned it again in the afternoon for a possible late day trade kind of right in here. Also mentioned the flag in here. So there were several trades to be had in it. It's back on watch for tomorrow because big volume spike out of a nice long base and a pretty strong close. The 200-day is right above $3 too, but I definitely think this is watching for a possible red to green, for maybe a follow-through day tomorrow. It's going to catch a lot of attention with that strong day today, all right? The rest of the stocks, NVGS. This was on watch today, and now you've just got this big move and 2 red candles on declining volume. No trades in it today, just goes back on bounce watch. It was on bounce watch today for a 3rd-day play. Just another red day means it goes back on bounce watch for tomorrow. A lot of times you get a 2-day pullback. I actually like when they pull back below the 8-day into this area between the blue and the red line. Hasn't done that, so I don't like it as much as if it had done that. So keep that in mind. ANY is just a crazy stock. It made this huge move here. I'll give you the ranges. It went from 280 to 525 this day, and the very next morning all the way to 660, and then sold off, and then kind of a narrow range today. But I think that still is worth watching for a bounce tomorrow. No trades in it today. VSTM, very strong move. And this is getting, I still like it. I like to see them between the blue and the red line again when I'm looking for a bounce play after a strong move, which is what you would argue that VSTM is. So I would like to see it kind of come down into this area, the midway point between these two lines. This is the daily 20 moving average, and this is the daily 8. So somewhere in the middle of those is a great place to look for a bounce. Sometimes when they're really strong, like this one made a huge move, when they're really strong, they don't get to that area and they'll turn back up. So I'm going to start watching VSTM tomorrow for a bounce. AVEO just made a crazy move over the course of, 3 weeks? And now it's finally like 5 days lower, and see how it's in that zone between the 8 and the 20? It's time to start watching, also retesting kind of a recent, this was a high, then it pulled back, and then it broke this high. So this was recent resistance. This area might become support too. So let's watch AVEO for a potential bounce. ENRJ. I'm not a huge fan of the sub $1 stocks, but nice volume spike today, breaking out of a range. I'm going to look for a follow-through day in that one tomorrow. HTGM was getting some attention today. I saw traders talking about this on Twitter. And, it did close strong. And actually, in after hours, it's at 285 right now, so it's gapping a little bit. It certainly looks good over this high of 309 on the chart. But I like recent high relative volume. Like this was much more interesting to me. There's that buy zone again I talked about between the blue and the red line. This was much more interesting to me after a huge move like this on massive volume in this zone. And then look what happened the next day, right? Than it is now, where it's tailed off, and you don't have any big spikes. You don't have any recent high relative volume. That matters to me as a trader. Doesn't mean it can't go tomorrow, but it's not really meeting all my parameters. Maybe there's some news getting ready to come out, and there's a select group of people in on it, right? Maybe that's what popped it today. We'll see. We'll watch it tomorrow. IMUC, a little bit of extra volume. I don't love this one. It's basically made this huge pop and completely round-tripped. Little extra volume today. If I go to 5-minute candles, you can see a powerful intraday move. but it kept grinding back down and almost reversed the whole move. Was nice volume on the spike, so we'll see if it can get something going tomorrow. CRDS, crazy move today, closing well off its highs, but a big volume spike there might catch some attention tomorrow, so I want to watch that one. Really like this chart on URRE. I would note that the 200-day is kind of right in here. I could slide my small daily chart that I have the 200-day on it, that purple line, which was resistance here, here, and here again. This is a uranium play, and the actual ETF for uranium, or the actual metal itself, I'm not sure which one you'd call that, URA, breaking out today. So URRE looks even better when you know that. So maybe a breakthrough that 200-day moving average, this one might pop. MBRX was a very strong stock back here, then gap down, but seems to have found support at the 20-day, and today kind of breaking out of a little tight flag. Little bit of extra volume. Let's look at it on a 15-minute basis. So there was a nice volume spike there, sideways, and trying to break back to the upside. Not in love with it, but I want to watch it. A couple more. CBI seems to have found support here. Went sideways after this huge move, pulled back sideways for about a week. Failed to break out here. Looked like it was rolling over, and then right back up near the recent high. So I think this one might be up from here. Let's watch CBI tomorrow for potential long. And lastly, CIE, which I don't want you to confuse with CEI that I had on watch today. I'll show you that in a second. But CIE gapped up here, hit 266, couple red days, and then today put in a high of 269. There's not a lot in the way if it gets over today's high, so I'm going to put 270 in my notes as a potential. I believe, and I'm going to double check as I'm babbling, I believe this is an oil and gas play. Independent oil and gas, yeah. So this one is kind of interesting because you had this gap up, kind of flagging, and looks like it could be headed to $3. You see a reverse split back here, so the float, I don't know what the float, it says 28 million on FinViz, don't know if that's true. And then also I said CEI was on watch today. That did kind of have a nice volume breakout today. I never caught a trade in it. I think I'm getting ready to hear some thunder and just saw a lightning strike outside. So anyway, before I lose power or something, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. That's the watch list, and hopefully we'll find some gappers as well in the morning. All right, enjoy your evening. We'll see everybody tomorrow.